What it do? It's your man Nico B, Blackeffect. I want to go ahead and get into this video that I just saw from my girl Neek at Night. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, then I'm gonna commentate on it. Fair use, by the way. I know YouTube loves to watch my videos and for every little thing. Fair use.
Every day I get online, men I always complain about black women, at least black men. Black women this, black women that. Our name just always in y'all mouth. Black women are submissive towards black men, how white women are submissive to white men. Well, because the white man is the slave master. The rest of the people are the slaves. Why would I submit to a slave? I don't submit to no slave. I submit to my slave master, which is the white man. But I would never submit to no slave, which is the black man. You supposed to submit just like me. Why would I be submissive towards you when you got somebody you need to be submissive towards too? Every day I get on. Black men or any other race of men are in no positions of power to try and request submission and try to dominate and rule over a woman when you're being dominated and ruled over too. You are a lower rank class man and lower rank class citizen. You have no right to be requesting submission from any woman. You do not own her. Black men or any other race of men are in no positions of power to try and request submission and try to dominate and rule over a woman when you're being dominated and ruled over too. You are a lower rank class man and lower rank class citizen. You have no right to be requesting submission from any woman. You do not own her. I do not care about none of you Negroes being mad. I said what I said. And for those of you who talking about you ain't no slave, yes you are. The money you work for is made out of cotton. So you job driven and career driven people, you're working for cotton basically. So you are a slave. The taxes you pay, you are a slave. The minute your mother signs the birth certificate, she gave you over to the government. That's how they able to come in your house and take your child, even though you gave birth to it, even though you laid down and had the child. They still can take the child from you because they own you in the child. And when I say the white man, I'm talking about the government, not white men in general. The whole society in America are slaves. The government are the slave masters. That's what I meant. And baby, I don't care. I don't care about you talking about my nappy hair. That's how black people hair is. Black people have natural nappy hair. But if a white person or any other race would have said somebody out here and called carpet hair, y'all would have deemed I do not you a slave. A slave has no right to be requesting submission from a whole nother slave. You are in no positions of power over this country to request anything. And before you hop in my comment talking about some fatherless behavior, I have my father, okay? I have my father. But nice try. Passport bros, I don't care. Bye. Get the stepping. At this point, I will fly y'all over there. But most of y'all ain't went over there yet because most of y'all can't. Some of y'all are behind on child support. Some of y'all got charges on y'all, etc. Most of y'all ain't going nowhere because y'all ain't got the money to. So please shut up. Black people need to stop trying to pick and choose who to get us so bad.
So you hear the rants and ravings of a lunatic there. The first video, I'm a type of person who I look at what you tell me first and then I go from there. I don't do the cleanup video, I don't do the cleanup on the back end. So the first video is pretty telling. That's how a lot of black women feel. She basically said that she's not gonna submit to a black man, but she'll submit to a white man because in her mind, she sees the white man as the slave master. In some dark crevice in her rabbit mind, she sees the white man, the white ISIS colder. She sees the white man as better than the black man. And the funny thing is that mentality it's not just in her. You have a lot of black women that come out on the internet and basically be mammies, bed wenches and worship white men and they get on there and do the same thing. Then they try to talk like group all black men into a category. And it's, of course, when people do that, they try, but they fail miserably. They end up sounding stupid because you try to group everybody into some category. There's a lot of different black men in all walks of life. But for women like this, it don't matter. You know, it's just your black skin that now, I mean, and because something happened 400 years ago because of slavery, now in 2023, it's you're still looked at as a slave. You understand? And that's by not just by a small group of people in from other races, because most people aren't racist. But from a small group of people in other races, not just from them, you get it from your own people. And it's the same thing. You could say you have some black men who do that with black women. But what I'm saying with this woman here is, so since, but like, look at woman. What I'm saying is, for women like this, you always look at her. You are. This isn't the time. I'm not trying to insult her, but at the eighth, whatever, if the shoe fits, a woman like this isn't the typical black woman that black men want. I'm gonna just keep it real. That's not the case. Shit, this isn't the type of woman that black men would usually date. And then this women like, you could tell this, she sound like a baby was somewhere around. The women like black women like this are the main ones in the hearts of the hood. They be the hood, the hood is black women, they be in the low poverty line. And what it sound like she doing is projecting. You in the low poverty line, you're a slave. You may feel that way, and the guys that you getting with, you may feel that way about them. But to refer to men as second class citizens, you tried to clean it up in the second video. The first video is how you really felt. Just say that. And that's what I say for a lot of you black women. Just say you want white men. Just say that. You just don't want to be labeled as the swirl or nah. You want to try to pop in and pop out with the brothers. One day you hotep, the next day you talking down on the brothers, talking on the whole race as a whole. Like, the same thing for black men who do that is the same thing to go for black women. Right? It's no different. If you want to be a self-hater black man, or you can be a self-hating black woman. Like I said, for you to even try to clean it up, you sound more stupid talking about you try to mix truth with some truth with lies. Like, to say that everybody is under the government is true. But so what? Everybody's under some type of government regime. So is that to say what? Don't be happy? That's to say don't have no more relationships with under the government unless you're a government official? Or what? To say go get the government should have all of your stuff? You know what I'm saying? No, the people, yeah, there is a government, but the government is appointed by the people. So it's really a reflection on how the people is thinking. You understand? And you have different bodies of government. States have state laws. It's a very intricate thing for you to just wrap it up to equate that to antebellum slavery, where a nigga just grabbed you up and you had to work. Every black person was subjugated to being a slave. You were a second class citizen, meaning you couldn't do certain things. Those same things don't apply today. So miss me with all that stuff you talking. Now, the third video, you say that we working for cotton. Man, it's called money. No, you picked cotton in slavery times. You picked cotton and they dictated you didn't get no wage for it, and they beat you. And if you wanted to leave, you would get beat or killed. They forced you to sleep with someone who they picked for you, while meanwhile raping all of y'all, the black women, and some of the men and some of your sons and daughters. And then at the same time, you never was able to build and thrive. You can build now. You, like I said, you have black billionaires, and these people may be down with the agenda, some sinister agenda. That may be the case. But okay, they have just as much power as anybody who has the same amount of money. It's, if you have a certain amount of money, it gives you a certain amount of freedom. That's just how it is. That's how it is for anybody. You have white people out here who are so you calling them second class citizens. Why? Because they work a job. So because they work a job, now they second class citizens. So they can't demand any submission or cooperation from their woman at this point, is what you're saying. If that's the case, men just need to say, fuck our relationships. just say forget it and just start sleeping with y'all, sleeping with women and just being whoremonger males. If that's the case, we should just be whoremonger males. But see, and then you talking about, again, if you look at the type of black woman that this is, I'm not trying to just disparage her. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't have to, you don't have to take my word. Look in the comments. Look in the comments of the original video. Look at her original video. People was bombing on her. And and it is what it is. It's their opinion. She put herself out there. People giving their opinion. This woman looked like a female version of Chris Rock, bro. Nobody is like, no black man is running to get her on a program because she's not functional. She's not gonna function properly under your program. She doesn't, like, she's not even what submission, like the word submission, from what men mean by that from a woman, it comes with a lot. It's very loaded, and women, I don't think women understand that. That's not meaning you're a dog and niggas like roll over, play dead, and all this foolishness. No, it means you're cooperating with your man program and you're not gonna be combative. But since, like I said, even since slavery time, since we got free from slavery, the black man has had this problem with his women, because of slavery and the mental terrorism that the white man embarked on the whole community as a whole. This is the type of stuff you get. This woman has, again, man, some of the stuff she said is mixed with truth. Like, yes, paying taxes and stuff like that, man. Don't nobody like doing that. That is a form of modern day slavery, enslaving the people. But again, so what? So you saying that no relationship shouldn't happen in these times? I heard a little baby crying during your videos. Where your baby daddy at? See, that's the things we don't want to talk about. See, all this other boogeyman, the government, all this, what happened 400 years ago. No, we talking about what's going on right now. Where is your baby daddy? You got that little baby crying, little baby could be probably from some white man or Hispanic man, but where is he at? Because see, even them men can't deal with you because you have a certain type of mindset that really you just want to be problematic. You understand? You'll find any excuse to try to justify you not having a man, you not being able to keep a man, you not being able to pair bond with one. You want to go all the way to trying to and conflate the situation, trying to do mental gymnastics, coming up with outlandish ass concepts, and you don't know the government is, and we the slave masters, man, bro. Prove it, bro. At the end of the day. Like, this isn't the same as Anthem where a person stole you. You doing all this voluntarily. If you don't want to work and you want to be a bum, then you go ahead and you do that. You could do that. You're free to do that. This is a free country. If you want to be a single mother, you don't want to have a husband or a man who loves you, then you keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? You do you. But I suggest just leave the kids out of it, because in this system, the government or the slave master, like whatever. So the government is a body full of people. So now Barack Obama's the slave master too. Okay, so black men are the slave masters as well. You don't make no sense. And you actually have delusional women under the comments talking about, well, you listen to it twice, she made some sense. You listen to it twice, and I listen, like, y'all are the same. Nothing she said made sense. Y'all are the same women who are, try to, like I said, you have a lot of black women be hotep one day, and then the next day they sleeping with the whole another race of men. How you gonna be a hotep talking about the black woman is God, black kings and all this, and then you going out swirling? That don't make no sense, man. Get Dr. Umar. So that's the same. I see the same women who saying and agreeing with what this woman is saying. Just look at them and go ahead and write them off. They just want, it's either they just want to swirl, and you need to just go do that and leave black men name out your mouth. You understand? Because it ain't just black men have been responding for years, because this has been going on since slavery. The black woman has been giving the black man pushback because of what she just said out of her own mouth. They feel like you are a second class citizen. So you can't demand the same things as other men demand from they women. She said that in the first video. Don't try to clean it up, female Chris Rock. Don't try to do that. You understand? We don't need you to try to go clean up everything. Nope, we got it. We hear what you, because I've seen women like, I see women like this all the time. You know, black women like this who they don't really, they really want to be white. They really want to be in the, they envy white people. They revere them, you know. And it's usually people, like I said, who in low poverty level. They don't have many skills. They in low poverty level. This woman, I'm not, look, I'm assuming she's working a job, you know. I don't know if, and I don't think that it's a high level job. I don't think she's a scientist. My thing is this: you are a woman. A man is a man. What, you're different than him. God has a different role for him than he have for you. Don't mean that one is greater than the other. But when it comes to submission, that is your role. If you're not going to submit to a man, don't get with him. Just like I said, be alone. You understand? Just be alone, because you don't even want to be in your femininity. This woman here, like I said, do you think a man want to be around her for 5 minutes? No. I know. But, and I'm not, again, I'm just telling the truth. That is what it is. She put herself out here, you know, fair use. So before I end this video, I want to go ahead and really put this to bed with Bible scripture. I want to go ahead and silence this this nonsense that this woman has spewed out of her mouth. Yes, because it's nonsense yet again. And I'm going to prove it to you. In the book of Esther in the Bible, Vashti is the first wife of King Ahasuerus. While the king holds a magnificent banquet for his princes, nobles, and servants, she holds a separate banquet for the women. On the 7th day of the banquet, when the king's heart was merry with wine, he ordered his 7 chamberlains to summon his wife Vashti to come before him and his guests wearing her royal crown in order to display her beauty. Vashti refused to come, and the king became angry. So he sent for his wife. She was having a banquet separate for the women. She's a queen as well. And this is the king. This is King Ahasuerus. And he sent for her. They having a 7-day banquet. She's having a separate banquet for the women. He's already providing everything for her. She's a queen. He's a king. So he calls for her, and she refuses to come, and he becomes angry. This is in public. She publicly shunned him. Women do this all the time, you know, to their men. Look at how many guys who rich men right now who getting publicly embarrassed by their women. You know, the women are publicly embarrassing the man, publicly dragging him through the mud, publicly being defiant. You see women all day, and I say even doing this with rich men, defying these men, not submitting to them. All he did was ask her, because he gave her her own banquet. The only thing Ahasuerus told only thing he told Vashti was just on the 7th day, after you've done everything you've done, can you just come and come put your crown on and display your beauty for my guests? Can you do that for me? She refused to come, and the king becomes angry. He asked his advisors how Vashti should be punished for her disobedience. Her advisor, Memucan, tells him that Vashti has wronged not only the king, but also the husbands of Persia, whose wives may be encouraged by Vashti's actions to disobey. Memucan encourages Ahasuerus to dismiss Vashti and find another queen. He told him to do it publicly. So Ahasuerus takes Memucan's advice and sends letters to all the providences of men, that they should dominate, that men should dominate in their households. Ahasuerus subsequently chooses Esther as his queen to replace Vashti. Do you see how the Bible works? How the men of the Bible operates? That and God, how God has wisdom. So if that's the case, if we was to listen to her, then none of these men should be expecting anything from their wives. But that's actually the quite opposite. That the advisor Mamukin, he told the king that Vashti has not only wronged you, but all the husbands of Persia whose wives may be encouraged by her actions to disobey. So what the Bible is saying, that even not just the king, but the men who are under the king, they aren't the king. They could be looked at as second class citizens, using air quotes, but the Bible tells you that even their women should be obedient to them. Even those men should dominate their household. If you are a man, you should dominate your household. If you are a woman, you should be obedient to your husband. You should submit to your husband. If you don't want to do that, get out the game. And you need to see, and all you women do, you miserable women who get on the internet and spew this nonsense, all you do is cause confusion. But at the end of the day, it don't stop nothing, because you still gonna have the real men go get with real women. You're going to have, real women get with real men. And that's going to do it. They're going to make it do what it do, like lock and key. Ain't nobody listening to the nonsense you spewing, because the Bible has already point blank, period, solidified it. I just gave it to you. Vashti disobeyed her husband, King Ahasuerus. And what he did, he went to his, it said that she refused to come. He became angry. He asked his advisors how she should be punished for her disobedience. His advisor told him that she has not only wronged the king, but she's wronged all the husbands of Persia, whose wives may be encouraged by her actions to disobey. He encouraged the king to dismiss Vashti and find another queen publicly. So the king sent letters to all the provinces that men should dominate in their households. He made it a public spectacle. So everybody who once saw her as the queen, now they see her get replaced as another one, because she wasn't willing to get down with the program. And that's just all that's gonna happen to a lot of women today. So with that being said, it's your man, Nico B. Blackeffect. Gone.